The same old song. I know every crack in these dirty sides.
Sadly up to ride through the top 10 country songs of 1975, a year when country music truly lassoed hearts like never before. That year alone, a whopping 43 different singles climbed to #1 on Billboard's Hot Country chart, showcasing the genre's explosive creativity and reach. From heartfelt ballads to rowdy trucker anthems, 1975 was a melting pot of traditional sounds, crossovers, smash hits, and even outlaw classics that edged Nashville's polished image. Artists like Merle Haggard dominated with 4 chart toppers, while Freddy Fender's bilingual tearjerker Before the Next Teardrop Falls broke through to the Billboard Hot 100, proving country's crossover power. Meanwhile, Glen Campbell's Rhinestone Cowboy and John Denver's Thank God I'm a Country Boy both topped both country and pop charts, making them bona fide national sensation. The scene wasn't just about chart stats, it was cultural. The burgeoning outlaw country movement, think Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, pushed back against the Nashville establishment, favoring raw storytelling and creative independence. At the same time, bold voices like Loretta Lynn dared to tackle taboo topics. Her controversial The Pill ignited public debate, even facing radio bans, yet became one of her highest only pop charting songs. So yes, this was more than just songs. It was a musical landscape alive with innovation. Chart toppers danced with cultural rebels and window-shattering lyricists. Get ready to relive the lyrics, the legends, and the legacy. These tunes still echo across back roads and honky-tonks today. At #10, Ray Price's Somebody Always Meant It For Me shines with his signature rich, velvety baritone, delivering a timeless tale of unrequited love that blends honky-tonk heartache with a touch of country. Price, often dubbed the Cherokee Cowboy, was instrumental in modernizing country. He propelled it from the traditional 2-beat shuffle into a smoother 4/4 swing, a move that helped elevate the genre's mainstream appeal. Originally rooted in the rugged honky-tonk tradition of Hank Williams and Western swing, by the mid-70s, Price had embraced lush orchestrations and heartfelt balladry that found crossover audiences. Though Somebody Always Meant It For Me followed closely behind his top 10 successes like Old Times Again and The Farthest Thing From My Mind that same year, proof he was still a formidable presence on the charts. That deep, soulful vocal paired with an emotional storyline made the song a beloved country staple, one of those tracks that still echo down back roads and in honky-tonks decades later. At #9, Dolly Parton's The Bargain Store, released January 1975.
My life is like a bargain store.
Showcases Dolly at her storytelling best, weaving a powerful metaphor out of a used dress bargain store to symbolize a heart that's been through heartbreak, but is still open for love. Dolly paints a portrait of emotional wounds with lines like, "If you don't mind the fact that all the merchandise is used," inviting listeners to embrace love's imperfect beauty. Despite its poetic depth, some country radio stations shied away, misinterpreting the refrain, "You can easily afford the price," as suggestive and dropping the song from their playlists. Yet, controversy and all, it soared on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart in March 1975, marking Dolly's 5th consecutive chart topper. More than just a hit, the song affirmed Dolly's skill as a lyricist, unafraid to explore vulnerable, mature themes. Written at a time when she was increasingly blazing her own trail after parting ways with Porter Wagoner, The Bargain Store became a sonic declaration of her growth, both personally and artistically. With its haunting melody and tender yet gutsy lyrics, the track remains a standout in Dolly's catalog, and a masterclass in how metaphor and emotion can intertwine to tell a truly unforgettable story. Mickey Gilley's version of City Lights, climbing in at #8, hit the top of the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart on February 13th, 1975, earning him a well-deserved moment in the spotlight.
A bright array of city lights as far as I can see.
Originally penned by Bill Anderson and first recorded by Ray Price in 1958, The song got a soulful facelift in Gilley's hands. His piano-back honky-tonk rendition brought a smooth late-night glow that resonated deeply with listeners. Gilley was already climbing the country ladder. Earlier, he'd scored his first country one with I Overlooked an Orchid in late 1974, and the success of City Lights cemented his rising status. But it wasn't just timing, it was the heartfelt mood. Gilley's version captured that bittersweet sense of longing, the bright, distant city lights promising escape, yet hiding lonely souls desperate for connection. Think smoky bar rooms, the hum of fluorescent signs, that moment just after midnight when everything feels a little heavier. In short, this track wasn't just a cover. It was a revival that redefined the song's emotional core for a new generation. That smooth, melancholic energy helped solidify Mickey Gilley's place in the honky-tonk Hall of Fame, and it still warms playlists with nostalgic, late-night longing. At lucky number 7, we spotlight John Conlee's Rose-Colored Glasses.
And I can't find one good reason.
His debut single that hit the airwaves in May 1978, though its lasting impact solidly crowns it among the iconic sounds emerging from the mid-70s country scene. Leaning on a bright, rollicking melody, Conlee lifts the familiar idiom of rose-colored glasses to new heights, telling a tale of naive love and self-deception with winsome vulnerability. His earthy, everyman vocal exudes just enough charm and sincerity to make listeners feel caught between optimism and denial, a trope as timeless as heartbreak itself. Critics praise the track for showcasing Conlee's traditionalist leanings while still embracing the polish of the late 70s Nashville sound. It became his signature tune, setting the stage for later hits like Lady Lay Down and Backside of 30. Rose-Colored Glasses is more than just a catchy earworm. It's a story in song, questioning how much of love is real and how much we want to see. With its sing-along chorus and relatably wistful lyrics, it resonated quickly with listeners, cementing Conlee's reputation as a storyteller who could balance emotional depth with approachable charm, and decades later it's still the kind of song that fills jukeboxes and playlists, proof that love, in all its filtered shades, never goes out of style. Coming in at number 6 is Tanya Tucker's breakthrough crossover hit Lizzie and the Rainman, released on July 5, 1975, when Tanya was just 16 and making bold moves on MCA Records. Originally penned by Kenny Odell and Larry Henley and inspired by the film The Rainmaker, the song tells a cinematic tale. A skeptical Texas woman named Lizzie meets a rainmaker promising drought relief, with a subplot of romantic tension woven in. For Tanya, the track marked a stylistic pivot. Produced by pop-savvy Snuff Garrett in Los Angeles, her husky voice cut through the lush, smooth production, a departure from her earlier honky-tonk roots. Lizzie and the Rainman, and wasn't just a chart conquest. It was a reinvention. Tanya Tucker as a powerful, cinematic storyteller capable of crossing barriers and captivating audiences far beyond country's usual borders. At number 5, Freddy Fender's Before the Next Teardrop Falls.
I'll be there before the next teardrop.
Released January 1975, stands tall as a true country crossover powerhouse. This bilingual tearjerker blends English and Spanish, a bold move that paid off beautifully. Fender sings the first verse in English and then reprises it in Spanish, a creative twist that connected deeply with both country and Latin audiences. Beginning its rise on January 11th, the single quickly claimed the top spot on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart by March, then soared even higher, eventually reaching one on the Billboard Hot 100 in May. One of only 6 songs in 1975 to achieve that dual chart mountaintop. The story behind the recording is just as compelling. Produced by Huey P. Moe in Houston, the session was remarkably swift. Fender simply overdubbed his voice onto an existing track in just minutes and inadvertently unleashed a phenomenon that would redefine crossover success. Beyond the charts, the song garnered a gold certification for selling over 1 million copies and earned Fender the CMA's Single of the Year, while the album of the same name topped the country LP charts. What makes this song enduring isn't just its commercial triumph, It's the heartfelt fusion of languages, the approachable tenor of Fender's rich voice, and the universal themes of heartbreak and hope. It wasn't just a hit, it was a declaration. Country music could speak in two tongues and still strike a chord with everyone. At number 4, Loretta Lynn's The Pill.
You whined me and dined me when I was your girl.
Blazed into country music history as a trailblazing anthem about birth control empowerment, irreverent, unapologetic, and groundbreaking. In a bold lyrical move, Lynn framed fertility control as liberation, singing about a woman declaring, "I got the pill," and humorously dismantling traditional gender roles with metaphors like, "I'm tearing down your brooder house." Lynn's candid tone, part defiant kitchen table confession, part roaring rebellion, struck a nerve across conservative Southern airwaves. But this honesty came at a cost. Many country radio stations banned the song outright, and it sparked backlash in churches and from moral watchdogs who believed such frankness didn't belong in a lady's song. Still, controversy only fueled its rise. Despite limited airplay, the single climbed to number 5 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart and even broke into the Billboard Hot 100 at 70, making it Lynn's highest-charting solo pop single. Produced by national legend Owen Bradley, The Pill featured bright pedal steel and a tight-stepping rhythm section that matched its feisty message with musical punch. The song also heralded itself on the album Back to the Country, which shot to number 2 on the Country LP's chart, solidifying Loretta's reputation as a fearless truth-teller who pushed the boundaries of what women in country could sing about. Beyond the charts, The Pill sparked national conversation and is now recognized as a pivotal moment in country music's cultural evolution, one that paved the way for female artists to tackle subjects once considered off-limits. In pushing past polite propriety, Loretta Lynn didn't just make a hit. She made history and inspired generations of women to sing their own truths. At number 3, Glen Campbell's Rhinestone Cowboy, re-released May 26, 1975, stands tall as the ultimate underdog anthem, a song that resonates with the grit and hope of anyone chasing their dreams. Penned by Larry Weiss in 1974 and later embraced by Campbell, the track captures that compelling narrative of persevering on the road to success. There's been a load of compromising on the road to my horizon. Lyrics that felt deeply personal and universal at once. Campbell's warm, earnest vocal delivery paired with infectiously melodic symphonic pop craftsmanship turned the track into a seismic crossover hit. It soared to #1 on both the Billboard Hot Country Singles and the Billboard Hot 100, spending 3 non-consecutive weeks atop the country chart and 2 weeks at 1 on the Hot 100. In fact, it was the first song since 1961 to simultaneously nail the top spot on both charts, a testament to its remarkable power. The song's impact extended well beyond the charts. Campbell earned gold certification for sales over 1 million copies and came home with prestigious awards from the Country Music Association, Academy of Country Music, and American Music Awards, along with Grammy nominations for Best Pop Vocal and Record of the Year. With its iconic chorus, cinematic story, and crossover magic, Rhinestone Cowboy didn't just top charts. It became Glen Campbell's signature song and a defining anthem of the era, capturing the heartfelt optimism of every dreamer under the bright lights. And finally, claiming the top spot is John Denver's Thank God I'm a Country Boy, released March 1975. A joyous anthem celebrating rural life and simple pleasures. This iconic version was actually a live recording from his August 1974 concert at the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles, released on the 1975 album An Evening with John Denver, and it captured an infectious energy that studio takes rarely match. It wasn't just catchy, it topped both the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart, May 31, 1975, and the all-genre Billboard Hot 100 chart, June 7, 1975, making it one of only 6 songs that year to achieve such rare double-chart success. The recording's upbeat fiddle hook and 2-step rhythm evoke sun-drenched fields and barn dances, while Denver's spirited, heartfelt vocals exude gratitude and down-home charm. In performance, his joyful shouts and cheering audience blurred the line between musician and community. This wasn't a song, it was a celebration. Its crossover appeal underscored the then burgeoning country pop movement, proving that country could speak to America's mainstream without losing its roots. Beyond the charts, the song went gold on May 26, 1975, and Denver snagged the CMA's Entertainer of the Year award, crystallizing his status as a major force in both pop and country music. To this day, "Thank God I'm a Country Boy" remains a staple at fairs, stadiums, and sing-alongs, proving that its exuberant praise of rural pride still rings true, and that it rightfully earns its place as the #1 country song of 1975. So there you have it. Those are your 10 most unforgettable country songs of 1975. Tracks that didn't just top charts, but defined an era. Their echoes continue on radio, back porches, and playlists, proving that 1975 was a true golden year for country music.